George. Yep, you should each get a little pop-up thingy. Yep. And so I actually have show notes for me to talk about today, so I stay on track. Well, doesn't that surprise everyone? Well, or at least you, Janie. Okay. So, hello, this is Jeff Miller with CME Computer and IT Solutions. I will be discussing some current concerns and news. Then I will discuss some tips on how to protect yourself from email and web scams. After that, I will open it up for general questions from you. However, don't be shy. If you have any questions about something that I will be discussing, just ask. We will go until we're done or until 1:20 p.m. maximum, since I have an appointment at 1:30. First off, it's important that you keep your computers and programs updated. Most of these updates are security fixed, so do them. Windows updates are on the second Tuesday of every month. That means that the next update will be October 14th. So you might want to manually update on or around that date, because sometimes they don't ship out to you on the 14th because they don't want to ship out millions of them at a time. But you can always pull it on the 14th. That will also be the last update for Windows 10, unless you're on an extension plan. So if you're on a Windows 10, start thinking about upgrading to 11 or replacing your computer, because it will become less and less safe as time goes on. It is also important to update your browsers. Most browsers automatically download updates and then update when you restart your browser. So if you shut down your browser, bring it back up, it usually runs those updates. However, if you're the type like me to leave your browser up all the time, it means that you need to manually update. You should also, even if your browser automatically updates, you should every once in a while check to make sure that your browser is updating. So for most browsers, look for the hamburger, which is 3 horizontal lines in the upper right corner. Some browsers use 3 dots. So you click on the hamburger, go down to near the bottom of the list or the bottom of the list and click Help, and then click About. And usually, like, it's about Firefox or about Edge. It'll be about something like that. And then look for the update status. If it isn't fully updated, tell it to click Update. After the update, you will have to restart your browser. Once the browser is back up, check for updates again, just in case. Because if you're like 3 or 4 behind, sometimes you have to go through this process a few times. But I highly recommend you do it, because most of the updates are security fixes. Also, just in the general news, because this came up for a company not too long ago, be careful to look at the full name of any attachment you receive. Using a recent example that I've seen, if it says like tax doc some number pdf.exe, it's not a PDF. It's an executable file. And some email readers don't show the extension. So depending on the email reader, you might have to hover over it to see the full extension, or save it instead of opening it there. Tell it to save it and then look at it in Windows. And from there, you can hover over it and see the extension. But I actually highly recommend, even though it looks a little bit messier on your screen, having Windows show file extensions by default. And I'm going to share my screen and show you how to do that. Somewhere in here is the ability to share my screen.
Big green at the bottom.
No, it's went away when, oh, hang on. There we go, share. So share screen. And so now then, go to Search, File, Explorer, Options, File Explorer Options right here. Go to View, and right here where it says Hide Extensions of Known File Types, make sure that that is not checked. That is, if you do that, then the extensions will show even if it's a known type. And since exe is a known type, it generally doesn't show exes. But this will help you see what the file type actually is. And so this is, here is show hidden files and folders. I actually recommend for most people, it's defaults to don't show them. I have them to show them on mine simply because I know what I'm doing and I need to see them sometimes. For most people, don't do that unless you know not to delete the wrong things, because you can mess yourself up if you mess with hidden files. But definitely this one of hide extensions of known file types, definitely make sure that that's not checked so that you can visually see what the file type is of something. The rest of these, mess with them or don't mess with them. None of them really matter except how things display. So this is just what I wanted to show you, because this is what I do for most computers when I set up a computer, is uncheck that one. So also, given hidden file types and stuff like that, the FBI just recently came out with an example of their people are spoofing their own website, their website for reporting internet crimes. And so they gave a lot of good examples using their own website. And I'm going to put this link in the chat because this is to the FBI's report on people spoofing their own website. So, I'll have to do that after I'm done sharing the screen because it doesn't want to, or I don't know how to do that yet. But I'll do that after I'm done sharing the screen. And so they give a lot of things like, especially if it's an FBI site, it ends in .gov. So if it doesn't end in .gov, that's useful for any website. Just look to make sure that it looks real, that it looks like where you want to go. Yeah, Janie.
Wasn't that in a previous email?
Yes, I sent this out to people who are getting the emails. I
Oh,
just
good.
wanted to
Thank
show
you.
this because this is
Okay,
being recorded. I wanted to give a good example of it.
great. Thank you.
Yeah. And I also talked about it briefly last Friday. But this is just good. It's the FBI's take on it. And basically, if you are, FBI requests potential victims report any interactions with websites or individuals impersonating, their site, to their site. And they actually give a legit link to their site right here. So they really want to know, because it's really hard to track down these people. So they want to know who's doing it. And the more data points they get, the better chance of them tracking it down. Now, usually it's someone in China or someplace like that, and at that point they can write an angry letter, but that's about all they can really do about it. Hope the guy's stupid enough to take a vacation in the U.S. where they can arrest him. But that's about all they can really do for most of the stuff, because most of the stuff is from countries that are not really friends with the US. Another thing that I found this a long time ago, and I've been meaning to share it with people for a while. And I'll make this bigger so that you can see it. This is from KnowBe4, and they have a really good, and I'll give this link also, but they have a really good one page about things to look for and things that people do to hide a URL. And the same goes for attachments. So a lot of these same tricks can go into attachments too. So, for a link, misspellings. LinkedIn looks almost right if you're not paying attention. Microsoft.co. So PayPal.com.bank. I mean, not PayPal.com. And so a lot of these look like they're legit websites, but if you pay attention, they're not. They're either misspellings or they've got a word thrown in or something like that. Or brand name in the email address, but doesn't match the brand domain. So it says Bank of America here, but it's actually going somewhere that's not Bank of America. And B of A won't do that. Most banks will send you to their own bank account, to their own bank. Brand name is in the URL, but not part of the domain name. This login.microsoftonline.com. But if you look, this looks right, but it's actually going to this develop.com. This is where it's actually going. So everything before to the .com is where it's going, and everything after the slash is not. This is just stuff that they're sending to that website. Mostly, we'll see an example of where that's not quite true, but so this looks like a legit website, but it's just embedded in this one, which is the website that it's going to. Domain name encoding. This is all ASCII codes for a domain name. If you see this, do not go to that website, because unless you can read ASCII, you don't know what this website is. Also, domain shortening. This is used by a lot of scams. Don't use these unless you really know the person sending it to you. Now you can actually go and you can lengthen these. There are tools to lengthen these to see the real thing. But if you want to be super safe, just don't click. Human services, and this is a domain name mismatches. Says that it's humanservices.gov, but it's going to gmx.com. That's not where it's supposed to be going. If there's claiming to be a .gov, it's going to some .com. That's what the FBI talked about. Strange originating domains, like in an email that you get. If it's going, .com, .pl, well, that's not .com. That's some country code. And unless you know that who you're talking to is in a different country, it's probably not real, because they can create a Microsoft.com country code if that country allows them to. And so, like I said, some countries aren't friendly and might allow that sort of thing. URLs with 100 or more characters in order to obscure the true domain. Essentially, they do enough characters here that the beginning of it scrolls, that the domain actually scrolls off the screen. So you can't see the actual domain because most browsers only show the first 100 characters. So if it's got a whole bunch of this in it, now the link that I'm going to be sending you for this document has a whole bunch of stuff in it. I don't know why they did it. I think they thought they were being cute, but the link for this thing I will put up there. It has a whole bunch of this stuff in it. I'll talk to him later and thump him about it, because I just noticed. Also, here's something. Some file attachments, even if it looks right, and this is why I say save it off first, because this is actually an image. So, so if you click it, it will follow. It's actually a image on a link. So you click it and it'll follow the link and send you someplace where you don't want to be. So always save it off because it won't save the image. It'll save the link. And you'll see that it's nothing that you want. And URLs which have hidden links going to completely different. This is, now this only works on some websites. Some websites allow you to redirect to other websites. And they're using this one because Adobe, mail at adobe.com allows you to redirect to a website. So this looks kind of like it's legit, but the website allows it to redirect to another website. So if you see this sort of thing in there, that's another sign that it's bad. So I am going to stop sharing my screen and I will send you those links. Because these are good for you guys to have. So that one, that's the FBI one. Oops. This is red flags of rogue URLs. So those are two good documents for you to look at. And yeah, Janie, you've seen the FBI one. And I have more documents from the same guys that produced this. KnowBe4 is a good group. So if you see something from them, they usually have really good information. So any questions about any of this or anything that you've seen that you want to ask questions about?
Not yet, thank you.
Yep.
No,
Randy?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Well, this might end up being a short one then if there aren't any more questions. I'm surprised that only two of you showed up, but thank you very much, Janie and Randy, for showing up. And in a couple months, I'll probably hold another one just because things change and things fall out of people's mindset. And who knows, maybe next month I can get a different two people.
Well, and usually around the holidays, the bad people are more active.
Yes. Oh, definitely. Yes. And everything that I've shown you here just blows up to, they take it to 11.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Because
in music, that's a good thing, but not in
yeah,
cyberspace.
yeah. So this is the sort of thing that you'll see, from, places claiming to be store websites, claiming to be Amazon, claiming to, oh, and you guys know that if you get a notice from PayPal saying that they're going to charge you $799 unless you click this link to log into PayPal. Yeah, no, not real. Expect to see more of that sort of thing later
Yeah.
too.
I'm getting a lot of texts
Mm-hmm.
that I know are, phishing.
Right.
Because it's like, yeah, I'm gonna log into with your link, I'm gonna log into my Robinhood account, my Coinbase account, and change the username and password.
Right.
I mean, giving it to you, you
Right.
know,
Yeah.
like I'm getting so frustrated with
Right.
I
And
mean,
that.
I'm talking about multiple times a day.
Mm-hmm. And here's what happened. Some of these companies got hacked and they got your name and the company probably gave you, told you to change your password. So they can't get in, but they know you're there. So they know that you're a target. And that's what happens. Or, one of them got hacked and they just guess that you're part of others also.
Yeah.
So they just throw it out there. I see a bunch of BFA stuff coming to me. I've never banked with BFA, but hey,
Yeah.
same with Chase. Never banked with Chase. Well, I have, but ages ago. So any accounts that I have with them are long gone. But you know, they give it a shot. You're going to see a lot more of that sort of phishing emails and nowadays texts, especially with travel coming up. Expect to see fake, carpool lane. Um,
Violation. I get those a lot.
yep.
I've gotten those multiple times.
Oh yeah. Um, yeah, they pretty much stopped doing the FBI, we're going to arrest you unless you pay us money thing. Um, that that happened. Expect to see ICE stuff, because that's in the news and they always troll the news for stuff. So expect to see fake ICE stuff, especially if you have a name that looks like it might be ethnic. Um, None of the three of us need to worry about that, I think. But if your name, you could be third, fourth, fifth generation American, but if your name looks like it could be ethnic, chances are real good you're going to be getting spam along those lines. But yeah, so just be careful, be aware. If you um, if you have any questions about anything that you get, call me at, you guys get my emails. You know how to reach me. It's 805-584-9199, or jeff@cmeit.com. And I'm not going to post that up here just because, I'm going to make this, make them work for it
Yeah.
to give me spam. But so yeah, if you guys do you have any other questions right now?
Nope, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, and I appreciate you guys listening.
Send the recording so that I can do the settings in the file explorer and stuff. So
Okay, sure, yeah, and yeah, I'll do that. In fact, I will also send you my notes where I actually bullet pointed it out.
Oh, that's cool. Thank you.
Because that'll be probably faster to parse than finding it in the recording. So, okay, well, thank you very much, people, and
awesome.
I will see you.
Blessings, guys. Thank you.
Okay.